Hello traders, this is Rome, and in this week's video for our Traders Market Watch, we're going to review a trade that I signaled to my group pre-NFP, and we're also going to preview a couple markets that we're looking into starting the open of this week. So let's get into the charts here. So pre-NFP, which happens every first Friday of each month, I always look at the USD pairs, specifically the EURUSD, possibly a USD-JPY. But the USD-JPY wasn't really giving me any clear signs that, it's a market that I want to take a look into. But what I did notice is that on the euro, we did get this little, double bottom here. I mean, it was just shy of an absolute double bottom, but I took it anyways just because of this market reversing here, breaking previous highs right here, right? So what I did was I go, okay, that's super awesome. We see this market breaking higher highs, and higher lows here. But what I wanted was a nice solid retrace back into what I call my kill zone here, 382 to the 618. It's a huge zone, but specifically I wanted that 618 retracement, which we did get. Boom, right there. So we are currently active in this trade on the long side, and I'm looking for at least making this first target of 1-to-1 stops below previous low here, and my first target right at resistance. So it gives us a 1-to-1 trade, and if we do get this trade here, or if we do get our targets, our first target, then I'd be looking to go into the 1272 extension here. Let me pull that in. Boom, 1272 extension. That's kind of our overall target. When we trade, we typically, pinpoint our entries, pinpoint our targets, know where our stops is going to be, accept our risk, and then we take the trade. That's our style of trading. And if you look left here, you'll find that we do have, it's not pretty, guys, it's not pretty, but we do have some market structure here where it's been broken, held as resistance, gap to the upside, held as support, and then got this little whipsaw action. Brexit obviously caused the euro to fall, and so that's kind of what we're looking at here as far as targets. We're not going to be too crazy and say, oh, this market's going to go to the moon, but we're at least going to hit our targets, take our profits, put some money in the bank, right? Secure your bag alert for all you DJ fans. DJ Khaled fans, I should say. So that's what we looked at pre-NFP, currently in this trade, like I said, and we're just going to look to see what this week gives us as far as the euro. Now, a couple markets to look into would be one, the NZDUSD, and the reason being is I just saw this right on the 4-hour chart. I mean, it's clear as day. For all you pattern traders here, this is a head and shoulders, right? At that left shoulder, the head, and then this right shoulder. And then we got a break to the downside, break of the neckline. And for all of you who is possibly hearing this for the first time, these two key points that I'm highlighting in circles, that's considered the neckline. So what you want is a break of this neckline, right? Which we got. We got a close below this market, push down, kind of indicating that even though we were in this previous uptrend here, we have a potential reversal with the lower low, lower high. So what I did was, this is a 4-hour chart. I'm not looking to enter here. I like to go down into my trading time frame, which is typically the 1-hour chart. So here's your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder. Here is the break of the neckline. Boom, very clear. And this market looks to be going to the downside. Now, I'm not gonna just enter here. You could, but I don't like the fact that we have this bullish candle. The body obviously engulfs the previous candle. There's a lot of room to the left for all you naked traders. I just don't want, I don't want to get in here as far as the sell just yet. I kind of want this market to pull back a little higher. And if I take my fib here, I do like the fib for pullbacks. I'm looking into the 382 or the 618, right, for retracement. But, you don't just pull this fib down here, because this market could gap down as soon as the market opens. It could push down a little further before it retraces. So what I like to do is I'll go back to the previous swing, right, set a low, and then it retraces. So if I take my fib from there, you'll notice that this market retraced all the way back up into the 618. I love the 618. That's key, guys. That's just key. So where is it going to go? Well, every time I place a trade, I'm always looking for targets as well. And my first target is always going to be the support, structure support. And then my goal target obviously would be that 1272 at least. So knowing this, if I potentially took this trade, I haven't even hit my goal target yet. I've definitely hit my first target. If I took this trade, I would have moved stops to break even. I would probably maybe take a little profit off half my position, and I'd look to take my entire position at the 1272 or wherever, however far it pushes down. So we're still looking for this market to push down. Now, where could it go? How far can it go? Well, if you notice, this 1272 actually falls into previous structural resistance, which theoretically, if you know anything about market direction, this should become support, right? It hasn't been violated yet. This should become support. So I definitely want this market to kind of push down a little bit further. Not saying I'm going to trade that. There's too much risk. Here's your highs, right? It's too much risk. But I definitely want to see this turn around here, right? So it's going to do something. Let me get rid of this line and I'll kind of show you. All right, take my brush. It's going to do something like this, where it's going to go in and then retrace back up. And where is it going to retrace back up to? I'm kind of looking for around that area, just right where I marked it, maybe just a tad bit higher. That's kind of what I want. And here's why. If I just restart this process here, I take my fib and I go now to my new leg, right? And it goes down about that far, which is the 1272. I'd be looking for that, look at that, 618 retracement. And that, traders, is where I'd be definitely looking to get into this market to continue this trade to the downside. And obviously, I would look for my first target as the structure support. So stops above the high. My first target right at that structure support where that 1272 would come in. And it'd be about a 1.5 to 1 trade as far as my first stops go. Now, for my entire position, I'd be looking for that 1272. Okay, the process stays the same. Looking for that 1272, which gives us a 2-to-1 risk reward, and I love that. And here's something to look at. If you notice, again, look at where the 1272 comes in. Right, our next level of support. Okay, we'll give it this much room right there to those lows. So there you go. Lots of confluences here as far as market. market structure and fibs. So I'd be definitely looking for that retrace to take to the downside here. All right, I definitely want something like that right there. Get my arrow and this pull back up into the 618. Okay, so that's for the NZDUSD. Very basic trend continuation trade that I'm looking for. Here's the GBPJPY, which in similar fashion here. What I identified last week, guys, is I identified these lows here and how this retrace kind of formed like a wedge pattern, right? A little bit of a wedge pattern. And what I told my traders was, you know, if we get the break, this will definitely be a nice selling opportunity, which we did. We got into this market. We placed our stops above the high, and we were looking for the 127 extension, right? Because if you look at the previous leg, I do this every single time, guys. Or actually, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I did not look at any extensions on here. I actually I just compressed my bar intervals, and I was looking left on the chart, and I noticed this little area here, and it was kind of interesting to me just how it was in the middle of nowhere, holding as support, right? And then I noticed that right after Brexit, you know, here's our support zone, and it just kind of all made sense to me. And I said, oh, well, if that's the case, then I definitely want to keep my eye out for this level as far as targets, which we got when we sold that break. Let me make my chart fat once again. I like to see my candles. So we got that. We rode it all the way to the downside. Obviously, stops were moved to break even. It was 100% risk-free trade. We did the same thing with the GBP AUD, which I won't go over, but everybody in our trade group, they obviously saw that and they wrote that. We caught a good 300 pips on that trade for the AUD, or the GBP AUD. We took that trade 2 days ago. So 2 days, 300 pips, not too bad. It was a very fantastic week. But this is what I'm looking for this market. Now that we've obviously hit our targets, we took our profits, we're looking for possibly a trend continuation. And when I look at trend continuation trades, I like using my fibs. So I'm looking for this market to actually push up into where, guys? I think I've said it a few times. I want my 618, right? And why do I want my 618? Well, one, we have previous structure here, right? Previous support, once violated, should become resistance. So I want this market to retrace up, guys. It's definitely hit a low here. I want this retrace. And if we get this retrace, right, we use our if-then method. If we get this retrace, it'll set us up with a nice risk reward. Okay, stops above the high, at least at support for our target, first target. And we'll get at least a 1.5 on this trade. Okay, if we get this retrace. Now, if this market just completely pulls away from us, you know, we see a little bit of a doji here, nice little wicks to the top side. If this market does pull away from us, it is nearing a 382 retracement. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just fell off the cliff here, but I'm not going to chase price, right? We're patient traders. We're not going to chase price. We're going to wait for the money to come to us, take our opportunity, and run with it. You know, if we're wrong, we're wrong. We just adapt to it and look for another opportunity. But this is what I'm looking for as far as this trade specifically. And if you look at your RSI, you know, depending on what factors you're using on an RSI, I use a, let me just do it here so you can actually see. I use a 7 period and a 2080 for the levels. And there's, you know, the only reason is because I want my RSI to kind of react a lot faster when it comes to these swings playing out. So you see that the market is pushing down here as far as the RSI goes, right? Following the market here. They're lagging indicators, so it's following the market. But what I don't like is the fact that it's right in the middle, right? It's right at that 50. And you know, I'm not looking for 50. I want this market to be, you know, either in a oversold condition, so that way I know that maybe the swing is possibly coming to an end, for instance here, right? Or I want this to continue pushing up. If you notice, it's steadily rising, and I want to see this market push up into an overbought condition, and hopefully that lines up in confluence with my 618 retracement back into previous structural support, which should now be resistance, and set us up for a nice buy, right? Or sorry, a nice sell opportunity for a trend continuation. You know, giving a 1.5 reward to risk ratio, I definitely want to see this play out. And plus, with the GBPJPY, it pays out a lot. You know, even like these little candles, they don't look like a lot to you, but it pays out, right? So that's what I'm looking for, guys, in this week. If you enjoyed this video, I have plenty more coming each week. More content, more material. This is brand new to us, guys. So, you know, there's obviously going to be a lot coming in a short amount of time. Please subscribe to this video, like this video. If you feel like you want to share it with your friends who trade with you and you like the ideas I'm setting out here, definitely share the video. If you're on tradingview.com, my handle is Kingin with Rome. Okay, Kingin. So let me actually go to my page and you will see I'm brand new. I started this 6 months ago, but I only recently started posting on TradingView. So here I is, King in with Rome, right? And again, you know, I've posted already quite a few over the last couple weeks of trades. And, you know, to be frank with you, let's see how many trades I got on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 10 trades that I've posted, only 2 of these trades were failed trades. The other 8 trades were winners, and that's fantastic. So my track record so far is pretty good, you know. And it all comes down into risk reward, controlling your risk, guys, and just, you know, analyzing the market properly. So once again, subscribe, comment below. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll post the email or my email in the description below. And I will see you traders on the next one.